what, if you had to pick, what is your favorite Jason Williams memory on the court?
My favorite Jason Williams memory on the court is, this is like the easiest possible answer, but the elbow pass in the All-Star game will always be like a thing I care deeply about. Because what ended up happening here with Jason was when Jason was playing in the NBA, this was like pre-internet, right? And so if you didn't live in Sacramento or whatever the surrounding areas are, you didn't get a chance to watch him very often. You mainly heard about him before you saw him. And as somebody who didn't live there, I just started hearing all of these stories about this kid in Sacramento who was like doing things on a basketball court you weren't supposed to do on a basketball court. It was like fable, right? Folklore you were hearing of all of these stories. And so when that game comes around and you're like, oh, I'm going to get to watch him. I got a scheduled time. I'm going to get to watch him play in a game specifically designed to do the stuff that he is the best at, like the best in the world at doing these things. And so there's all this hype built into it, and you're expecting, a crossover, a behind the back pass, a no look or whatever. But to go into that and then somehow do a thing that had never, ever been done was just like, it just delivered on the like promise of his specialness, I suppose. So I just remember watching that and being like, oh my God, what just happened here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you make a good point about, the All-Star game, nationally televised games being that platform for players that, play on smaller market teams. So in your eyes, what made Jason Williams the player you felt deserved his own chapter?
Some players are important to basketball for reasons that have nothing to do with winning. Allen Iverson, it doesn't matter that he didn't win a championship. He will always be with the top level players because of what he did for basketball and why he was important to the game. Jason Williams is that same sort of player. We could just if we snapped our fingers right now and said, okay, guess what? The Kings actually won 2 championships with Jason Williams. Where he's positioned in the ranking of important players would not change at all with a win or a loss, because that's not why he was important. So when I was putting the book together, the whole book, every chapter is just about a different basketball thing that made you feel something. That's the point of the book, because people who love basketball, you always love it for a feeling first. The numbers come later. All that stuff matters later. And so I was putting together just a list of basketball players who I was the most interested in, and basketball players who made me feel like a very specific kind of emotion. And Jason Williams was one of those guys. He was just I have to watch him any chance that I get. And so I want to write about him.
He wasn't just a good basketball player, right? He was a cultural moment. How do you explain the white chocolate effect to people who didn't grow up watching? You mentioned your sons. Just how do you articulate, or how do you even explain the type of effect that he had on the game?
I think the interesting part of that is that's a very common thing now, right? Like a white player who plays in a way that isn't stereotypically white. Back then, it felt like a revelation, really, right? It felt the same way as when Allen Iverson started dribbling a basketball and everybody went, wait a second, this is not that's not how you're supposed to dribble. This is a different thing. He was doing we had seen a crossover before, but he was doing something different about it. It's the same thing with Jason Williams. So I think with regard to explaining the way he plays basketball, I think that's easier now to do because it's so common for kids to watch on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. There are plenty of players who play the way Jason Williams plays now, in part because of him. You know what I mean?